Hey yo, what is up guys? Akarsh here back with another video, and today we have a new LoRa based module from ASR Microelectronics. This is a LoRa based system on chip which essentially has a microcontroller and a LoRa chip both in one chip. So what that means is I've done some projects previously where I've used the eByte LoRa module and other RF Hope LoRa modules, and then I've been connecting them to Arduino Uno, programming the Arduino Uno, and then having to get the LoRa based module to work. But that is a bit cumbersome process, not only while prototyping, but in a product you need to add in two microcontrollers or two chips to have a simple LoRa based device. Well, that problem gets solved by the ASR6601 SoC based chip. So what this single block of chip, a small package, has is a combination of a microcontroller, that is the Cortex M4 microcontroller from ARM, and it also has a LoRa chip inside. So you can make LoRa based devices with this single chip. You can see there are a lot of GPIOs along with this which you can control. So the applications of this are endless. This could be the next LoRa game. So we have the evaluation board today. So we'll be setting this up, burning a basic program onto this in today's video, and see how we can get this to work with a custom code or a sample code. And then we'll cover the applications of this in real time, making projects with this in some later videos. So stay tuned if that is something that interests you.
I order all my PCBs from glcpcb.com. They offer 10 PCBs for $2 only. They also offer quick turnaround time and 24-hour production period. To design a PCB, you can use EasyEDA and then generate Gerber files for your project. Now upload the Gerber files on glcpcb and get your PCB manufactured for cheap. They are currently also offering discounts on shipping.
So before jumping into the setup and the installation of softwares required to use the ASR6601, we'll first learn about the ASR6601 a bit by its datasheet. If you're interested directly in doing the setup, you can jump to this timestamp. So I've opened the ASR data sheet. It says that the ASR6601 is a LPWAN, that is LoRaWAN wireless communication system on chip. It has an integrated RF transceiver. So the transceiver is the LoRa transceiver modem, and it also has a 32-bit RISC-based MCU, which is ARM Cortex M4 based MCU. So that's pretty much it that we need to know. There's some key features. It has a very small footprint, as you can see, so it's very useful for the home automation or IoT based devices that we have. The whole helium aspect comes into play over here. There's a standard power, RF power that's available. Then there's LoRa modulation. Obviously there's some basic normal electronic stuff that's going on, pretty standard for a 32-bit microcontroller, nothing out of the box. The block diagram shows a microcontroller setup with a RAM and a flash. There's a RF transceiver, which we are concerned today about because this is the LoRa transceiver. Then we have some DAC and ADC, which is good to see in this price point. So the ASR based chips will be priced around $5 when they come out at the market. Right now they're at a prototyping and they're at a production where they're testing things out, so it's an early phase for them, but there's a lot of potential on this chip. eByte already is using this chip on their module. The module from eByte costs around $7, is available on AliExpress and eBay. I'll put their links down in the description box below. Then we move on to some specifications. So that's pretty much standard specifications. So the chip looks good on paper. We'll be testing this chip out in later stages, but it's fairly seems promising. Let's get up to the setup for the chip. Now to program the chip or connect the chip to the computer, you'll need obviously the chip and a programmer, because this does not have a programmer inbuilt. So we have the J-Link from Seger over here, because we'll have to use Kyle Microvision to program the ASR6601. That is why a JTAG interface is used for programming this. We can also program this using serial and I suppose Arduino will be also supporting this on their IDE pretty soon, so that's very helpful. We also can use the ST-Link to program this if you're using an STM software, because this also has the SWDIO, SWCLK interface, which is pretty standard over here. So if you see over here, we have 3 to 4 pins, the first one being the VCC, then the ground, the GPIO 6, that is the SWD data pin or SWDIO, and then we have the SWDCLK. So these are the 3 pins that we need: the ground, the SWD DAT, the SWD CLK on the ASR6601, and on the J-Link we need the ground, SWDIO and SWCLK. So let's get that connection done. So I've connected the 3 pins from the J-Link to the ASR6601 board. I've also connected a standard antenna to this. Normal SMA connector is present on the board, and I've connected this board to my computer using a USB cable for power purposes. I've also connected the J-Link to my computer using this USB cable. The board is pretty much well labeled. There's nothing much on the backs apart from some jumpers to select the setting. It comes pre set with all these 4 jumpers over here and all these 2 jumpers over here. We have the SE version, which is a higher spec version when compared to CB, which is the other board that ASR offers with similar specifications apart from memory. There's a small power control chip, I suppose, 2 GPIO buttons, and then here we have the reset button, and here we have the power button. So right now it's powered on, and we have the hardware setup pretty much done over here. So it's pretty simple to connect it to the J-Link and program it on the hardware side. And so now that this is done, we can move to our computer for the software part. So to get started with the software part of it, we need 3 softwares. The first one is the ARM Keel software, which you can download from this particular website for free. All the relevant links for the tutorial will be in the description box below and on the instructables page. So make sure you follow the instructables from there. So you can fill in some basic details and you can hit the submit button and you'll have the MDK ARM Keel version downloaded. You just need to install it. All this is free. Along with that, you need to download the GNU ARM embedded tool chain. So I downloaded this one, which is the latest one as of today. I downloaded this and installed the exe file. Note there's only the 32-bit available, which works fine on the 64-bit system as well. After that, the third piece of software you need is the ASR6601 software development kit, which basically had some example codes, etc. This is available on my GitHub page for this particular project, and you can download the SDK file from there. So on the installation part, once you've installed the Keel and the GNU tool chain, you need to move on and head over to the software development kit that you downloaded from my GitHub page. Over there you see there's a projects folder within the SDK that is zipped. You need to unzip that and you'll have a projects folder looking like this. Once that is done, you need to head over to the projects folder. We have the SE board, so we'll use the SE. There are a lot of examples that are present over here, but for starting, the developers suggest to use the template. Over in template, you'll see a Keel named batch file. You just need to hit that batch file and it'll create a Keel project. You'll see a new file like this over here. You just need to open this. While Keel Microvision is opening, there's a small step that we need to do. Under the SDK, there is tools, and under the tools we have FLM file. There's this ASR6601 FLM file that you need to copy from over here and paste it to your flash destination where the Keel was installed. So under Keel you'll have my Keel was installed in my C drive, so I've opened the folder from there. We need to head over to ARM, then to flash folder under here, and you need to paste the ASR6601 FLM file over here. I already did that. And meanwhile, because our Microvision has loaded as well, you open the microvision. As a setup, we go to project, then we go to manage project items, and under here we click the folder slash extensions. Over here we see that this needs to be checked on because we'll be using the GCC compiler that we just installed, the GNU toolchain, and the prefix should be like this, and the folder should be pointing to the install location of the GNU toolchain that we just installed. So that's GNU armed embedded toolchain, and that's the folder name ended by a backslash. Once that is done, hit OK. So we are set up right now. You can see that we have the project code over here. So that is this .s file, and that is the .c file. So it's a basic C based programming that you can do. It's a simple system software. It's like hello world, to check if you're able to use your board or not. If you want, you can make some edits over here in the code, and then you need to go to project and rebuild or target files. In the build output, you will see that it's compiling some header files, and it says that it is compiled, and you see there's some linking happening, and then it created the hex file. So we have the hex file created, as we see over here. It's created on a in this particular template folder itself, and now we just need to flash this file. So before flashing, make sure that the board is connected and the J-Link is connected. You quickly need to hit the reset button on the ASR6601 board. Once you click the reset button on the board, you just need to go over to flash and hit the download button. So once you click the download button, you'll see that first the J-Link was connected. Once the J-Link was connected, it showed some J-Link information. Once the J-Link information was over, it showed us the target information, which is the ASR6601 board. It says the device name as ARM CM4FP, the target voltage, the status of basic flag pins that we had, some other informations, and then it started the basic programming, wherein it first erased the memory, then it programmed it, it verified it, and it says that the flash load was finished at this particular timestamp. So that is how you can set up the device, and now you just need to hit the reset button. Similarly, you can also go back to the SDK that we had. Under the SDK, you need to go to projects, select your compatible board, SE in our case, and try out different examples. You have LoRaWAN examples, OTA programming as well. And there's different interfaces, SPI, UART. You can use the real-time clock. You can use the analog to digital converter, the digital to analog converter. You can control some GPIOs. There's an interrupt, there's a toggle, and you need to follow the same procedure of running the batch file and then opening the project on Keel. You can even explore the different types of codes that are present. So it's a pretty standard C coding that's present. You just need to connect this board to your computer. You can buy a couple of them. If you need to communicate through LoRa with one device to another, I got 3 for myself directly from ASR Microelectronics. I'll be doing some fun stuff with this, exploring this, probably trying to convert one into a single channel gateway, and then using two devices as nodes, transferring some message, connecting this through the internet. Maybe I'll connect an ESP8266 to it for that functionality. God knows, the possibilities are endless. And do let me know in the comments down below what project would you like me to work on with this. Would it be helium related? Anything that you guys would want to see, let me know in the comment section down below.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't till now. Also hit the bell icon to stay notified. This is Akash signing off.